So Trump was in the Oval Office and he took some questions. This is the day that he rang in the Wall Street. And I was just curious to see where he's going because he has been making some moves that are closer to his promises that he made during the campaign, which I'm all for. It's like, yeah, finally, can we get back to those promises? I do not care about nothing else. So in this question that we're about to go into, he's been asked about the economy because he has made some rather disparaging comments prior with he doesn't care about inflation. He thinks it's good. Seems to do whatever BB says. But he seems to have also made a 180-degree turn recently. So I was like, well, let's go see what's going on. So let's go see what's going on.
We're getting close to getting it done.
Mr. President, on the economy, there's been a refocus, it seems, in June to talk about your economic.
So he sits there on the economy. The brain has now registered, oh, this comment or this question is going to be about the economy. And he doesn't go squirrely. He doesn't try and hide. He doesn't have any looks where he's looking for an exit to get out or the brain is engaged in trying to get out. And those are usually really good signs when it's like, okay, so this person is going to give us at least their belief of whatever this question is about to give.
Policies. When do you think that message will change the perception of Americans related to the economy?
Well, I think people know. Look, oil is now at a level that it was, I think it's even lower on a barrel basis than it was before we started. We've gotten concessions. Now, they have to hold those concessions, but there'll be no nuclear weapon. We're going to be getting the, as I call it, dust, the enriched.
So I let it play a little bit longer than usual, but he's sitting there, oil's back down to where it was prior to the whole war thing. Actually, I have no idea, but he believes that. So wherever it's at, if I just go off of him without having no idea of what the price of oil was then and now, I would sit there and say, well, he believes it. He's got the believe me look. He's not coming from the side. It looks like it, but he's just, that's where the reporter's standing. So that is where he's questioning from versus his podium. He's being open. And then he goes back to the war talk. There are concessions. We got concessions and they have to hold up to the concessions, alluding to the fact that oil will stay down as long as they do what they're told. Now, the context is we all know BB's coming to demand whatever he's demanding.
Material, nuclear dust, I call it, seems to have taken off, but it's enriched material. We're getting it. We're getting it. I went in for one reason, very strongly, that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. I'm not looking for regime.
And this is where it's kind of like, ugh. So I was really hoping that we would have more about the economy talk, and here we are talking about a war, which when you ask someone about the economy and then they talk about the war, usually it alludes to the fact that the economy is going to be tied to this war, which sucks.
On the Trump accounts, thank you, Liam Cosgrove with Zero Hedge. What is your plan to facilitate broad adoption of these? And you mentioned, the communist issue, particularly that crowd, to get them to participate in this.
Yeah.
Since I see Anthony Populato's here, and he's probably going to ask, is Bitcoin in any way going to be related to this in the future? Are there plans to put Bitcoin in the Trump accounts?
Well, I've become a big crypto guy only for one reason. If we don't have it, China's going to have it, and they would like to have it. But now they're not even trying that hard because we've taken over crypto. But
So he's asked about the Trump accounts and for crypto, in particular Bitcoin. And I was like, oh, here we go. And he's talking about, I'm in the Bitcoin, or I should say crypto. He said, I'm in the crypto. And the only reason I'm in crypto is because of China. And I was looking at him and I was like, actually, it's one of the few times where he talks and it's not the straight up believe me look the entire time. The salesman mentality in this particular instance isn't there. It's it's because of China. Like it's a factual statement. It's the only reason he's in crypto. He's got to have it because someone else wants it. China. I was like, that's interesting. So this is not as many people like to accuse him of, a pump and dump. I'm sure there's some of that going on because all of these people that are in elite positions know how to play that game to get richer. But as far as the core of it is not a pump and dump.
I'm a fan. I wasn't initially. I didn't know.
And now here we go to the believe me look. I wasn't initially. I'm a fan, but I wasn't initially. Initially is the believe me look.
Much about it, but for some of my first term, I wasn't much involved, but I'd watch, and I watched.
And then it comes down. So it doesn't stay like the other conversations that he has about things. Then we're talking about crypto. His first term, I'm assuming, based on what he's saying and the way his face is going and his body is going, is that that's how long he's been involved. Acquiring, buying, pumping and dumping and pumping and dumping and acquiring and then pumping it up. It kind of reminds me, the way he's talking is when you get these big oil guys. They're buying oil. They need land, mining areas, pumping areas, all that fun stuff. But you never want to pay the premium price. So you dump it so that you can buy something over here cheaper, then pump it, and then you need to go buy some more, so you dump it. And that's the kind of talk that's coming out. I wouldn't call that really moral, but it is what they do.
To grow, and it's a huge industry. And I got involved in a little bit for politics, because I realized there are a lot of people love crypto, and even me as.
And then as that goes on, right after that, we get to the believe me look. I got into a little bit involved because that's politics. So yeah, that's what it is. All right, I am done with the crypto thing. I want to go where he sits there and talks about Ted Cruz being on the Supreme Court. Well, I was going to go and try and find where he sits there and he jokes about Ted Cruz being on the Supreme Court. Because what my curious thing was, well, how did Ted Cruz take this comment? This little laughter that he poked fun at. But I cannot find it. And I have given up. Apparently, I just don't care anymore. It's a big club and we ain't in it. If it takes too much energy to go look at what the big club is, secretly thinking, I just do not care anymore. And with that being said, may the Lord bless you and keep you. In Jesus' name.